Welcome back to another episode of the Daily Taoist. Today I'll be talking about verse 18 of the Tao Te Ching. The Tao Te Ching was written around 2,500 years ago by a man named Lao-Tzu. It is one of the oldest texts in existence and certainly one of the wisest. Its wisdom is timeless, and its message is as relevant now as it was back then, if not more so. It is vital that we come back into alignment with the natural world to live in a more harmonious and selfless way, and the Tao Te Ching beautifully instructs us in bringing ourselves and our lives in alignment with the Tao. Verse 18. When the greatness of the Tao is present, action arises from one's own heart. When the greatness of the Tao is absent, action comes from the rules of kindness and justice. If you need rules to be kind and just, this is a sure sign that virtue is absent. When intellectualism arises, hypocrisy is close behind. When kinship falls into discord, piety and rites of devotion arise. When there is strife in the family, people talk of brotherly love. When the country falls into chaos, patriotism is born. The laws and rules of society are designed to make people good citizens, to enforce kindness and justice. However, the need to impose such rules creates an artificiality and superficiality. Unless one can give from the heart rather than because of expectation and written or unwritten rules, it is better not to give at all. If kindness and goodness have to be forced and manufactured, then their lack of authenticity is more corrosive than it is beneficial. If one could simply return to the source to live from the Tao, then there would be no need for rules, regulations, and measures of expectation. Lao-Tzu simply but powerfully points out that when the alignment with the Tao is absent, society will be overloaded with the rules and regulations to try and make the people good. Intellectualism breeds hypocrisy, lack of kinship creates a false sense of piety, and empty devotion rites, as in the case of most religions. There will be an emphasis on blood is thicker than water, and much talk of patriotism and us versus them. There are two ways to view the world, through the eyes of mind and ego, or through the eyes of love. Ego sees only separation, and in order to build itself up, it grasps both the notions of family and nationality to try and solidify its tenuous sense of identity. This creates more separation, division, hostility, and a dangerous sense of false pride. Looking at the world through the eyes of love, we can relate to life in an altogether less separative manner. We no longer cling to false division, but are free to view all of life as it truly is, inextricably interconnected. Countries are a man-made construct, and so, to the master, patriotism is seen as foolish and dangerously divisive. When we become aware of the oneness of all life, we extend our love and affection beyond the boundaries of immediate family and can come to see everyone as our brothers and sisters. Our little worlds and hearts suddenly expand beyond previous boundaries when we realize that love is the highest truth of what we are. This is a very good verse to keep in mind, especially in light of the situation that's going on around us, especially here in Canada. We have very much a divisive culture going on. whether that's on the far left or the far right. It's very difficult to be a moderate person in today's society, where you can basically be picked apart for the smallest of things. And if you disagree with the societal narrative, for example, getting a COVID-19 vaccination, or deciding that you want to live your life in a more sustainable and more selfless way, can really put you at odds with the general population. I just want to stress virtue, again, if it is absent, then there can be no just society. There can be no rules, right? If we're constantly trying to enforce people's sense of right and wrong and duty and honor, and we just don't trust people to make the right choices in life, that's basically become a police state, in a sense. And we want to move away from that. We want to move toward more of a spiritually and intellectually moral society, without the needs for the rules and the regulations and the taxations in order to bring harmony to discordance. Harmony is there, it is at play. It's just trying to manifest itself through a lot of discordance right now. And as the author Rory suggests, our little world and our hearts suddenly expand beyond previous boundaries when we realize that love is the highest truth of what we are. If we can end all conflicts with love and view ourselves not as a single person but a collective consciousness, I think we will be well on our way to attaining a sense of peace and harmony in the world. All right, those are my 2 cents for today. Have yourself a great and prosperous day wherever you are. Namaste.